This team is one of the best teams in the Great League right now. I was able to get a 5-0 with this team. I've had this team previously in my channel, and I'm gonna showcase it for you guys again. We got the Poliwrath, Mandibuzz, and then we got the shiny Shadow Magnezone in the back. Right here, we have a pretty good lead here. We're going against Drifloon, and the best thing is that we are running Ice Punch. I really think for the Great League, Ice Punch and then Dynamic Punch is probably one of the better movesets for Poliwrath. You might be able to play around with Power Punch. I haven't tried that build yet. They do Icy Wind us, and I'm going to go ahead and take that. I'm doing my best to count. I will have to look up how many hexes it takes to get to Icy Wind and Shadow Ball, because I wasn't really sure. I actually thought this was probably a Shadow Ball, but I decided to let it go. And the reason why is because we have Magnezone. Our opponent is a shield down. So this gives us a huge advantage. So we're going to go ahead and do it here. We're going to go ahead and start using Volt Switch, which is the new move that Magnezone has access to. And because we have the Shadow one, it's going to hit like a truck. I do shield this. I was thinking, you know what? Since I'm not confident about the count, there is no way that I'm going to take a Shadow Ball to the face. So they bring in a Vigoroth. And I'm going to build up to 2 Wild Charges. I know that we're going to get a second shield here, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it here. And then I'm going to go ahead and swap out to my Magnezone, swap out to my Mandibuzz, and they reveal they have a Ferrothorn, which isn't too bad. I know they have Thunder, but this is a pretty good neutral matchup because we're so tanky, and Thunder is not a stab move for Ferrothorn, so we're looking good. It does do a decent amount, but Mandibuzz takes it like a champ. And if you guys haven't already, make sure to leave a like and also hit that subscribe button. Since Air Lace honestly didn't do that much damage, you know, I'm like, let's just go for some bigger damage. Let's do a Dark Pulse right here. And in the back of my mind, I thought my opponent might bait. I don't know why. I wasn't even planning a shield list. I really wasn't. I was going to like do an aggressive farm down with the Magnezone, and they end up baiting, which allows us to actually farm it down. And we CMP here, and I'm gonna go ahead and for fun, I'm gonna do a combo play here. I end up shielding since I got to the Dark Pulse, so we're gonna do the Dark Pulse, and I guess that wasn't CMP. I guess it just threw. We do the Dark Pulse, and then we come with the built-in Wild Charge. That might have been CMP though, to be honest, because you didn't see any counter sneak through. We're gonna get the Wild Charge, and then boom, we take out the Vigoroth. Let's freaking go. So really fun team, especially when shields are down. Magnezone is just so strong. We have for this matchup, it isn't too bad. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna do an Ice Punch. Now we do CMP here, but I'm gonna force a shield out of my opponent back. I have to shield here, and I think actually, okay, yeah. So yeah, I do throw on CMP, and I know they're gonna shield and if they don't, they're just beast, man. I'm going to end up swapping out to my Magnezone because I don't want to go with my hard counter, which is the Magnezone. And I'm pretty sure they're like, what in the heck just swapped in? They're going to go ahead and bring in a Lickitung. And I'm like, are they going to let this go? I build up to the 2 Wild Charges when I can. That's kind of the play here. So they don't shield that. Now, honestly, I probably could have thrown a Mirror Shot here. So a bit of a misplay. And so I decide to just let it go. And now I'm going to throw the Mirror Shot. And had I thrown the Mirror Shot, I would have actually just been able to easily take out the Lickitung because they don't even shield. But, you know, I think who knows. Regardless, Magnezone has done its job. Now we can go ahead and align our Mandibuzz to this Venusaur because the switch timers have not run out yet. So we're gonna take a Sludge Bomb, which does a pretty good amount of damage. And I'm like, I don't think they can get to another move, but they have more energy than I thought they did. They're going to go ahead and throw another Sludge Bomb. I actually thought that was a Frenzy Plant. They're going to reveal that they have the Dugong in the back. And this gets a little bit scary. Perhaps I should have just thrown the Dark Pulse at this Dugong before swapping out to my Poliwrath, because the Venusaur was at a farm down range anyway. So now it's looking kind of like we're going to have to play the baiting game. They bait us with an Icy Wind, so kudos to them. I'm going to go ahead and bait back with a Nice Punch. Had they not shielded that, they would have won this matchup, bro. Look at this. I don't know how. I think it's just because Dugong must not be a strong attacker and Joran is not stab that we end up somehow miraculously living that. And I don't even have the best IVs. And at this point, my opponent knows that it's game over. They're not even going to bother staying in. Oh, they have 1 HP left. All good. on to this next match. We have back-to-back grass leads here, and Serperior is a really strong Pokemon. I think even kind of like matches up even better with Venusaur now, because it has Aerial Ace that it gets to even faster now. So I'm going to go ahead, and the plan here was I wanted to farm up just like 2 more counters, and then after that I'm going to go ahead and switch out to my Magnezone. So for the most part, it really depending on the leads here, I don't want to bring in my Manabuzz, who I would normally do as my save swap, because it hard counters the Serperior. So I'm looking to align the Magnezone, align my Manabuzz later on to Serperior, right? And I will have to shield this because this is going to take me out, right? I'm going to go ahead and get to the back-to-back wild charges, and Greedent is such a spammy Pokemon that I actually think that we CMP right there, and they let this go. They let that go. I'm kind of like, what are they going to bring back? Are they going to bring back the Serperior? They bring in a Steelix, and I decide to just do Wild Charge. I'll look later on if maybe Mirror Shot was the way to go. I don't know, but anyway, the switch timer still hasn't run out. And because it hasn't run out, that's why I'm going to bring in my Poliwrath. We're going to take 1 Breaking Swipe. I need to just take shields. I can't afford to really bait. I really can't. So I'm going to go ahead and do the bigger move, Dynamic Punch. And they're going to go ahead and shield. And I'm like, okay, all good. And we're somehow able to, they were trying to farm us down, which was a mistake on their part. We managed to reach an Ice Punch here. Boom, look at that. We reached an Ice Punch, and now I'm going to go ahead and bring the Magnezone because I feel like they're going to go ahead and just throw, right? So in a way, it's kind of like a catch. So we're going to go ahead and just get rid of the Magnezone here. We're going to farm down with the Manabuzz. We can pretty much take anything. I think they ended up just throwing a Frenzy Plant. So now I think they've reached kind of like panic mode. They're like, let me just dump all the energy that I had. And I was surprised just how much energy they actually really had here. I'm going to take the Aerial Ace, farm down the Serperior, and they don't, I don't think they allow us. Okay, yeah, never mind. We do Air Slash down the Steelix, which is really, dude, Manabuzz is just such a beast. And once you hit, if you reach a Charmer, you actually want to swap in the Manabuzz, right? Because Manabuzz takes like a champ here. And I actually built up to a Dark Pulse, and then I decide to now throw the Aerial Ace, and my opponent does a huge misplay. They somehow end up shielding that move there, and that's huge for us now, because now we have a shield advantage, and before my Manabuzz goes down, I'm going to be able to get this Aerial Ace, getting him to a range where I'm going to go ahead and farm down with my Magnezone. And in my head, I'm like, they have like Psychic and then Meteor Mash, something like that, so we resist both moves. So I don't think although Magnezone is glassy, I'm like, we should be able to take the move, right? And it does a lot more damage than I wanted to. So I'm kind of like, was that actually good that we did that? But I think it actually, it came in handy. Right here, maybe I could have baited, honestly. They bring in the Greninja. I Wild Charge them to get the last shield. And now I'm going to bring in the Poliwrath. And I'm like, what do they have in the back? I think they were able to build up to a Hydro Cannon right there, and I think they banked it before they swapped out. They revealed to have a Beedrill, which is kind of awkward. I don't know the counts for it, so later on, I might have actually almost lost the match. They're gonna go ahead and Drill Run us. I really don't know how much damage that would have done to us, to be honest. Maybe I could have taken 1, but we're gonna go ahead and do another Ice Punch. And now we're like, I was kind of thinking, can I actually farm down from here? Right? I do use the shield, right? I used my last shield. And maybe I should have just farmed down to have made it a lot easier here. I think I don't know if that was CMP though. See, that was weird. I don't know if that was CMP. I felt like I couldn't afford to take more damage on my, right? So now they're going to bring in the Greninja, and I'm going to bring in the Magnezone. So I do catch the Hydro Cannon, and I was scared, does this Greninja have Aerial Ace, right? Because right here, they're going to throw back to back, and I'm like, dude, if they have Aerial Ace, it's GG's. But they actually had the Hydro Cannon, so we're able to just pummel it down with the counter. So I was like, dude, that was so close for us right there. And this next matchup, I just wrecked my opponent here completely. They just saw a shiny Poliwrath, and they're just like, I'm just not going to deal with it. I'm not going to go ahead and do it. I honestly thought that they were probably going to have, most of the time they have like close combat as a move, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I just decided to throw the Ice Punch, maybe kind of get a shield. And then all of a sudden, I don't know why they end up top lifting. That's what I was saying. They saw the Poliwrath and just ran away. But anyway, guys, this is a very strong team. I recommend it. And if you use it, let me know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.